This is the dawning of the age of hilarious. Age of hilarious. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How have you been? Gosh, I've missed you. Listen, I've been working really hard on my book, and I'm happy to say that, at some point I'll be able to reveal my nom de plume, and all will be revealed at that time. But one of the things that it's given me is in combination with menopause and maybe the full moon, a wicked case of insomnia. So it's sort of my new mantra. It's 3 a.m. and I have questions, a lot of questions. And my friend Elaine says it's prophetic that I'm waking up at 3:33 a.m. And staying awake all night, all the rest of the night. She says the veil is at its thinnest then, Merna, and whatever that means, I guess that's when the questions can get through. So I thought, being the kind and sharing person that I am, I'd pass along some of my top questions that have pressed through that thin veil and made it through to my daytime contemplation. So the first one, which really dogs me night after night, it seems, is am I the only person alive who hasn't seen Game of Thrones? And am I the only person alive who has no desire to watch Game of Thrones? That's the other sub question to that. People say, "Oh, Merna, you'll love it." And I say, well, all I can ever picture when people say Game of Thrones is a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons nerds all fighting over a golden toilet in the middle of an obscure village. And in between those brawls, they're, raping and pillaging. And so it's just, no thanks. I think I can live without it. Question number 2 that sort of floats in and out, and it's not unpleasurable. It's just, is lockdown sex any hotter by any other name? I don't know. It just seems to me that it's a kind of a fraught time, and that leads me to question number 3, which is not only a nocturnal question, but an all-day question, like the all-day breakfast. It just keeps coming back. Will this pandemic ever end? And if it doesn't end, will my tendency to hoard sun-dried tomatoes and coffee and rice noodles and pickles be, of any use in the ensuing apocalypse? I want to know. Maybe I could open a little storefront. I mean, hoarding has to have an upside, doesn't it? That's another question. They just keep coming. And a question that's really been driving me nuts lately, and not just at 3:33 a.m., although that's when it really takes root, I will admit. Then that could be menopausal rage, not so much being up all night writing a book or in your mind, but just the kind of hormonal dissipation that leads to a kind of questioning about the way the world works. And that's if the government took its budget for catering. So just the money they spend on, all the soft imported cheeses and lobster mousse, and I envision all kinds of crackers that are definitely never on sale. And I wonder if they took just that portion of the catering budget, never mind the hot chicken dinners and all the things that make the government tick, and keep those important decisions flowing, keep the brain trust energized. But if they just took all the canapé budgets from both national and then provincial, or if you're in the US, maybe in the state by state, could they not easily fund a universal basic income? That's just a question. I'd love to know. My big question for the middle of the night, and for you, what is your government's catering budget? And could it not be transferred over to the people whose grocery bills are not going down during a pandemic? It certainly haven't discounted our food. So that's a question from me to you. And I hope that if you have questions, you'll share them with me. I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And please, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and sharing your brains out, and do comment and pass it on to your friends. If you've enjoyed Happyesque today, and with me, Merna Wolf, doing my shout out at the end because I'm so tired from all these sleepless nights filled with questions, I would so appreciate it. And if you can only remember one thing at 3:33 a.m. while you're lying there with your own questions, remember, I love you to bits. Talk soon.